All right, Loz, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've signed a 1-year contract extension. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's an absolute privilege to be a coach at this football club, and the group that we have is such a special group of people, and the coaches that I get to work with and the staff. So yeah, it's really exciting and also really humbling. I think when I got here, I didn't expect that it might go this long. I think a lot of coaches, especially in AFLW, it seems the lifeline is short. So yeah, I think to have 5 years secured is really exciting and really humbling.
And you've been a part of this program since its entry into the competition. You've been really critical in building the program and its foundations. Can you talk to us about that experience as a coach?
It's been wild. Obviously retired April 21 and had been teaching for 10 years and coaching for a number of years amongst that, and worked at the AFL in coach development. So I had some good healthy experience under my belt, but nothing really matches the actual job. And so I think I've been really fortunate to have strong support around me at the football club to grow as a coach. And also it's just hectic. I think for anyone, even if you'd done my role before, to come in with a short turnaround as the final expansion team in the competition was actually a really crazy time, particularly the first couple of years. So to then come out of that in the third year, have my daughter Marley and now be here into our fourth season, yeah, it's been an absolute whirlwind, and also, yeah, really fortunate to have the space to grow as a coach and to work with the people around me.
Just on that, you were the first former player to be a senior coach of an AFLW side. You coached whilst you were pregnant with your beautiful daughter Marley. How is that a pathway? That's something that you want to see for future female players?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I get asked about it a fair bit. I think the most important thing is that if people, men or women or pregnant or not pregnant, feel they can coach and have the skill set and the passion and the ambition to do it, I think, if anything, what I do hopefully helps inspire them and reassures them that they can too.
And you've got a really exciting young list of players. Can you talk to us about your growth as a coach and the growth that you've seen in your players that you've had from the start and the program?
Yeah, started referring to those that were here in 2022, like May 22, June 22 is our day oneers, and it's really not that long ago, but it feels certainly the group that have been here since day one, there's a really strong connection now for all of us, and we can all see a growing maturity, not just in the playing group but the whole program, and that's really exciting and something special to treasure with that first crew, especially the first draftees, and you know, Juicy now as captain, who came across as I think our second or third ever signing as a pre-signing. So yeah, it's certainly been a whirlwind, and we've had a lot of special people in and out of our program over that period of time, and now to have players who've been here as long as I have, it's only really 4 years, and to know there's a really strong future ahead of us with many other young players who've come here since is really exciting. And I think the most important part right now is that we can see some real growth and maturity happening, yeah, again within our players but also within the program.
It's amazing. And last season, if we reflect on that, you led the side to an 8-game winning streak, a maiden finals campaign, all the way through to a preliminary final. What do you hope to achieve for this year?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think certainly last year, having our third season, I think we've played 35 games or something like that as a footy team, and we're very conscious that of the North Melbournes and the Brisbanes, we average about 20 games less as a whole group and as a team in the competition, and so there's a little bit of doing your time. And I think the experience we had last year and winning 2 finals, our first home final at Alberton and the final against Hawthorn, finding a way to win a game we probably didn't deserve to win, and then certainly a reality check against the strongest team in the Comp North last year, is hopefully just some good understanding of where we sit and a little bit of doing our time as we build towards sustainable success.
Amazing. And being around the program, talking to the girls, your ability to build the connections with your players and your coaching staff around you is one of the defining characters of you as a coach. Can you talk to us a little bit about your coaching style?
It's an interesting one. I think it's hard to put into words sometimes. You just try and bring a human element, and also there needs to be a harder edge at times too, and we're in a high performance environment and we also have so many beautiful humans in front of us, and so balancing the human side of what we do with a need for improvement and high performance in everything that we do is often a bit of a tricky balance, and a line to to step either side of at times, and it's certainly something I have in mind every day that I arrive at the club, and otherwise it's important to coach the human that's in front of you, and also help them with areas of growth that, you know, sometimes they can see and sometimes they can't. So guiding them in the right way is something I continue to try and find the right balance with.
And if we now look at footy, we went down to Collingwood by 14 points on the weekend. What have you taken out of that game?
Yeah, we certainly weren't pleased with the way we went about it. I think scoreboard is one thing, in trial games it doesn't hurt you on a ladder, but our biggest focus this year is how we go about what we do, and I think we saw a contrast between the way we went about our processes and the way we conducted ourselves on field and during breaks. Certainly in that first trial against the Crows, where I think the scoreboard said we won by 2 points in that trial, and then 8 days later we turn up in a different fashion with certainly some tricky conditions, and Collingwood looked the team that was far more ready to play. And so I think it's a healthy time of the year to learn some lessons around consistency, and that's been something we've spoken about since November last year when we lost to North Melbourne in that prelim. So it's I can see some real positivity, and I'm very optimistic about the harder lessons that we can take out of that second trial.
And if we look ahead to round one, next Sunday against Fremantle, what is the group focusing on now, and what's the plan over the next week?
Yeah, we're absolutely looking forward to playing round one against Fremantle, and the group's been preparing really strongly for that game. We've definitely got our eyes lowered. Round one against Freo and round two against North Melbourne is as far as we're looking. They're two teams that we are yet to beat in this competition, and so that narrows our focus nicely, and we can't wait to play at Alberton in a couple of Sundays' time.